I thought it said older dads. Uber dads.
Scene 1A, take 1. Ooh, that was so cool. I'm awesome. There's really a couple main things that I do. Right now, I'm big time into disc golf. So basically golf with Frisbees. I don't know if you've ever played disc golf, but if you haven't, you should definitely go give it a try. You know, got into it a few years ago just because it was an inexpensive way to enjoy yourself, get outside and do some of those things. So I'm actually starting to play some amateur tournaments, and I can say right now, I don't know if the rest of my career will go this way, but I have won every tournament I have ever played. So granted, it's only one, but you know, it was nice. I have been driving for full-time. I have been driving for about 1 year and 3 months. Honestly, probably the favorite aspect of it is that I do get to meet a lot of people. I get to see a lot of different people. I get to talk to a lot of different people. You know, obviously some people get in the car and they just want to put in their earbuds and get from point A to point B. They don't talk back or pay any real attention to you. But you know, others, you know, they get in, they want to talk, then we can have good conversations, and it's just neat getting different perspectives. And I'd say one of the funnest ones that I had when I first started, I used to do a lot of the bar closings and stuff. I figured I'd go drive on New Year's Eve. And honestly, the very first couple I picked up, I went out at 6 o'clock at night. So you're not thinking you're gonna be having all the crazy drunks yet. You're thinking, oh no, I'm just gonna be taking people to the parties now. Later at night, I'll be bringing them home. But the very first ride I got right at 6 o'clock was an older couple. They were probably in their mid 60s. And they get in the car and they were sloshed. They were gone. And it was funny because the guy he got in the car, and you know, after we did our little pleasantries of how you doing, and oh man, we're doing great. He's like, this is old people New Year's. This is what we do. We drink till 6 and go home and sleep by 7. And his whole thing was, he kept asking me, he goes, hey, have you been drinking? And I'm like, no, I haven't been drinking. That's why I'm the guy driving your Uber to get you home safe. Okay, because I've been drinking. He just kept going on. And then like a minute or two, 3 later, hey.
You have you been drinking?
No. and honest to goodness, a minute or two after that, an ambulance is coming by us. And of course, I start pulling out of the way of the ambulance, and it's woo, it's got sirens on. And he starts going off. He gets mad. He goes, we got an Uber so we wouldn't get pulled over, and we're getting pulled over. I can't believe, have you been drinking? Crazy old people getting drunk. You know, you can't beat it.
Hey there. You Michael?
Yes, sir.
Hey, afternoon. Hop on in. How's it going today?
Good, how are you?
Fantastic. Beautiful day for driving. So let's get going. Well, I'm a family man. First off, I work to live. I don't live to work. You know, I got through the end of my finance degree. I graduated top of my class, summa cum laude. We initially moved out to Charlotte from Oregon to go into the banking industry out there, the job opportunity. But it was going to be 55 hours a week for half the money that I was making as a fine dining server. And in addition to that, they wanted me to work from like 7:30 till 6:30 every day. And I was like, I'm not going to see my family. And I'm making less money. I'm not a proud man, really. I'm humble. I'm the most humble person I know. Just ask me, I'll tell you. My family's dependent upon my income. My wife, God bless her, has been a full-time mom all these years, 20 years. I never wanted to push her back into getting into the job market just for the sake of making money. So if I have to work a little bit harder to do that or keep serving in a restaurant, that was worth it to me. So I didn't let my ego or my pride get the better of me, and I just did what was necessary for what I thought was the best route for me to be an involved, active dad. I mean, I coached my daughter's soccer team because I was able to teach her how to drive and teach her how to swim and, do all the things. Currently, we go to the beach probably once a week. Most of the time, what we're doing is involving ourselves with family and friends, hanging out with them. Relationships is paramount for anything that I'm doing. I never do anything on my own.
Before doing the rideshare full-time, the last job that I actually had, I was a finance director for a couple Chick-fil-A's here locally. And I had been with them for about 7.5 years. When I started driving, I did a lot more in the evenings. That just kind of is the way my body's built, to stay up late and do that. Don't wake up in the morning. But that's where I found I wasn't seeing the family. I didn't have to go to a boss and say, hey, my schedule doesn't work. I don't want to be on this shift. I want to be on that shift. All I did was just go, well, when do I think it'll be busy? That gives me that ability to still see everybody in the evenings. And then I normally take my weekends off. So, the ability to kind of control how much money I made. I actually was making, miraculously enough, more money doing that than I was before.
I lived about 20 miles from my work. So that was 35-minute, 40-minute drive to work every day. And from work back to home was another 35, 40 minutes. So I thought, you know what, might as well see if I can make money to and fro. So there was a way. You just sign up on your Uber and you say, I'm going here. It lines you up with people who are heading that same way. At that time, I could make, $40, $50, $60 just to drive to work and back. So my full-time job is I'm a server in a restaurant. I've been in fine dining serving for 20 years now. It was great financially. People don't realize actually that high-end fine dining restaurant servers can do very well. They can 6 figures regularly. Initially in the service industry, you can make really great money, but it's inconsistent. So some months are much busier than others. December, for instance, is a banner month, right? January, on the backside of that, it flips it right on its end there, so your income is cut. And as a tipped employee, that's where all of your 90% of my income comes from tips. Restaurants in general don't pay their servers. Actually, most states pay what's called a tip credit, so it's a third of what the minimum wage actually is. So, right now it's like $2.15 an hour. It's silly. But with that inconsistency month after month, I'd find myself in January, February, driving for 20 hours a week, 25 hours a week on the side there, because I just needed that buffer. And as a homeschool dad, a homeschool family, there's things that come up all the time, extra expenditures for soccer, some things for arts. Also, if something popped up on a random occasion, I could take care of it right now and not have to put it on a credit card. So it was actually one of our benefits to be able to be smart about our money.
The gas prices.
It's the gas prices.
Even with my car being a hybrid, I'm filling it up 2-3 times a week.
Food costs are up, alcohol costs are up, people are spending less money.
The price of everything else is going up. That's one thing I haven't necessarily seen is our pricing going up.
A lot of drivers stopped driving because it wasn't profitable for them. For a vehicle that gets 20 miles or 25 miles per gallon, you're not breaking even, but you're not making squat. You're basically making minimum wage, literally.
Yeah, driving actually is tougher on your body than you think. When you're sitting in a seat for 5, 6, 7 hours at a time, because I'm out there driving 8, 9, 10 hours a day, it does start to wear on you more than you would think it would.
As far as how much longer into the future, I don't know. I could see myself continuing to do this part-time for, 5, 10 more years. I would love to be a finance director for either a high-end hotel or a high-end theme park.
I think now, like I say, after doing even this for about a year or so, it's kind of, once again, I'm in a little bit of that spot where it's like, no, there is something else I kind of want to be doing, but I haven't totally, I'm playing with a few things in my head to try and figure it out, but yeah, it's kind of crazy. I guess I'll figure out what I want to do when I grow up later.